get back on the road tomorrow. So I guess it's somewhat of a day trip since we're going up on the day of the game. Playing against a team that's pretty dangerous. Got a lot of guys that can handle the basketball. Witherspoon, Newman, Sword. They can all handle the ball. They can make threes. They can get inside your defense. A couple of big guys that can shoot the ball from three. So it puts your defense in a bind. We're going to have to go up there and play well, sustain more of our effort throughout a longer period of time, handle some of the what I call down cycles of the game better as we continue to go through this maturation process. But just, again, always excited to strap it up, get back on the court today in practice, and then we'll be ready to play on tomorrow.
You guys had some pretty decent foul trouble the other day. What was behind some of those issues, do you think?
We have to do a better job of getting in legal guarding position.
Kind of follow up, it looked like at times the game kind of got a little tense, a lot of some jawing. Obviously, Retton had the tech. What did you see on that, and what did the officials tell you about that, the technical to Retton? And then, I guess, when you were going through those kind of frustrations, how do you kind of not allow yourself to foul out 5 or 6 guys?
Yeah, I just think the game was a heated game. We knew it was going to be that way. I warned our team. We have some guys that obviously, know a little bit more about playing at South Carolina more than others. The team has a lot of pride. We got the best of them here. We fought back to get back in the game there, fighting tooth and nail. And so you'll get some of that stuff. We just got to do a better job of managing it and focusing on the task at hand. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, looking at Mississippi State's schedule, they've kind of been on the wrong end of some close games like your team. They've also picked up some wins recently, though.
Mm-hmm.
How important do you think that your team's experience in close games is going to be in this one?
I think it's going to be very important. And, you're right. There are a lot of similarities there. But we have to do a better job of executing not only in the last 3 to 5 minutes. We have to do a better job of getting off to a good start. See, we had another slow start, right? We're down 12-5. I got to call a timeout. Just like against Tennessee, we're down 16-4. I have to get a timeout. So it's not just always the end of games, and I hate to I don't like to bring up the professional game, but in the pro game, people always want to focus on the last, 2 minutes of the game, where actually sometime the game is in the first 8 minutes of the first quarter. And same thing on the collegiate level. Those first 4 to 8 minutes of the game can set a tone. Otherwise, you're going to always be trying to use extra energy to climb back. So, yes, the end of the game is important. Playing in some close games and winning them is huge for your confidence, but we have to get off to better starts.
A couple of real quick health things. Brandon took a shot in the eye at South Carolina.
He's fine. He'll practice today.
And Justin had been in a little bit of turf toe situation. Is he still slower?
He will not practice today. He'll be a game time decision on tomorrow.
Okay. And then it seems like Shannon is doing the last couple of games has been more active in the offense, taking more shots. How is he as far as his comeback from his layoff?
Yeah, he's still climbing his way out of it. I think there was a period before the Clemson game where he had some pretty good stretches, and then since he's been back, we've seen some very good highlights, of his potential, and we're just trying to find that level of consistency. He's got back-to-back games where he's 5 for 17 from the floor. The difference is in one game he got to the line 10 times as opposed to 5 times, and Just still looking for that rhythm on his three-point shot. And then after at the end of the game, he kind of came down wrong on his leg and, had to go out for a period of time. And when he goes out, Redden went out there for a period of time with foul trouble, because it puts us in a bind because obviously we know we're not an offensive team first. So we need guys that can help make plays for us on the floor.
How well do you know Ben Howland very well? And you guys have kind of similar situations coming in, trying to take over programs and turn them around a little bit. Do you know much about their situation?
Just met him before the season started, and you got a lot of respect for him. We're represented by the same agent. I know that much. So, you didn't.
In talking to Redden, he said that he feels like he's missed a few teammates and thinks he feels like he should get more people involved. Have you noticed anything on film or point anything out to him?
I think there's a fine line. He's so explosive at getting to the basket, and when he gets in the rhythm and making his three-point shot, he's pretty tough to guard. I've been talking to some people, and he's really gaining a lot of a really nice reputation around the country as being one of the most improved players. So we want him to stay aggressive, but there are times, like at the end of the Tennessee game, he really wasn't double-teamed, but he made a nice on-time, on-target pass to Arthur, and Arthur basically makes a very important three for us to seal the game. So at the end of the LSU game, he had two guys on him, had a guy open, just didn't have it. But he was trying to make a play at the basket that he's capable of making. So let me rephrase that. I really love what he's done for us this year. And we want him to continue to be the player that he is. And he's one of the guys that has made some major improvements for us from the first day we got him and to where he is now.
Coach, it seems like Jimmy struggled a little bit last couple games, offensive-wise. What can you do to get him back more involved in the offense?
We just finished talking about that. I have some ideas, but July 6th, that'll be my 25th wedding anniversary, and I expect you to give me a gift, okay? Or can he give me a gift? I don't know. This is college. I got to figure that out. Right. So I doubt if he can give me. I'll talk to the AD about that, so we won't get anybody in trouble, all right? So nobody tweet anything, right? We don't want anything going crazy on social media. But, it's like a marriage, and it's give and take, right? It's not a one-way deal. I am going to do more to try to help him be more productive because I'm the coach, but it's give and take. We need more energy, more passion. There's some more block shots and rebounds that I think were left on the board in South Carolina. And he's a great kid, and I think his heart's good. So we had a little bit of a talk about it, and I hope that we see some improvement tomorrow night.
A couple more questions. We'll start with Alex. Kind of along those lines, Dante, when he's in there, obviously makes an impact, but the foul trouble obviously limits how long he can stay in there. So how do you kind of juggle that where he's, making an impact, being aggressive, but obviously stays out of foul trouble?
It's just hard sometimes when a guy gets two fouls early in the half. And you're always thinking about, do I bring him back, give him a chance to get the third one? What about the second half? And that's something that we talk a lot about as a staff. If Dante gets two fouls again early, do we bring him back, give him another shot, set him out into the second half? Same with Jimmy, same Mike, Shannon, everybody. I think it's kind of a juggling act sometimes. Just got to feel it out, feel the game, take a look at the matchups. But we're in a position where we'd like to get him a minimum of 15 minutes a game. And, we'll feel good about ourselves, whatever the result is. That's kind of our goal with him. So, if he plays, 3 minutes and get two fouls, maybe we take him out for a little bit and come back a little bit sooner with him and give him a chance to play some more. Because, him sitting on the bench doesn't help us, because he's been doing a pretty nice job of getting some timely blocks and rebounds for us, and also for his development. I don't think sitting on the bench helps him at all.
Coach, you just mentioned Jimmy, leaving some rebounds out there on the floor, and we've had this discussion with you a couple times about how rebounds, guys have to go out, rebounding outside their area, rebounding in their area. Is there any focus been placed on that in practice coming up against, you got Mississippi State, who's, not as good, statistically says they're not as good at rebounding the ball, to try and make that kind of a focus maybe going in tomorrow night?
Yeah, but here's the deal, guys. All right, this is a full disclosure statement, okay? All right, you can have every drill from John Wooden, Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, K.C. Jones. Sometimes it's just a wheel and a heart situation. Sometimes it's just, do I want the ball more than my opponent? Okay? I've been there, done that. So sometimes drills are great. And I know as a college basketball coach, we're going to drill them. But sometimes it's about passion and heart and mental toughness and reaction. That's the full disclosure answer. Thanks.